Thanks, Stream Elements. Oh god, I really should do this, otherwise I'm never going to be told when it's done. I have not even been there. I really need to go there so I can clear that and just be done with it. DJ, hello and welcome. Having that eating my storage mood again. I'm looking at Nvidia's nothing else to date. No idea then. I know my PC's in that state right now, but that is literally because I've got Baldur's Gate 3 on my C drive, and my C drive is not that big, but Baldur's Gate 3 is. I'm out. Yeah, this is my stream character, because if I try and did stuff on Chinya, there's nothing for me to do, and it's a massive leap forward in the game, and spoilerville. Because she's at the end of Endwalker. She's finished Endwalker, but she's got the stuff afterwards to do, and that's not going to make sense for most people. Mr. Ping, because you're watching anime? Fair. Right, we are holding some dye. Oh god, I've got those chocobo feathers. Really should spend those. Yeah, just carry on. Need to investigate sylphs. Oh, this bit. This was an absolute arse and a grind to do originally. So much so I hated it immediately.
Now, having set aside the formalities,
I forgot this bit was also voice acted.
we have a favor to ask of you.
Who's we? You got a turd in your pocket?
Urianger, have the documents
He wasn't
arrived
there
from the
before.
students of Baldessian?
What the fuck? He was not there before.
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
Still prefer his later voice actor.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
There was no one in this room apart from me and Minfilia. Can we do something gemstone quest? Fair. I'm still waiting for mine to unlock for Warrior.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Limo, I like you, but my good god, what is that voice? I did not need a reminder of that voice.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gizzle-greens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Same with you, Ida. Also, my fucking gloves. Lydia, hello and welcome.
Though technically a beast tribe, sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Aha. Ugh. I realised I hadn't picked up Kipper last night. I've done so now.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented,
Lydia. All
the
past to
sylphs
Lydia.
do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
I'm sorry, Lydia, but anytime you put the word squeaks into chat, I immediately think of the Moomba noise, which you do so well. Like the sylphs.
Which leaves
I
Redania with
didn't,
the added
because
worry of not
you had to
knowing
do
what
so
they should be
much
worrying
for them
about.
before you could advance the story. So much.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
And yet not even the worst extreme one. Busy work is a bit annoying, but they are nice. God, believe me, the original quest line of this part, before they streamlined it, was an absolute ball ache. That voice should not come out of being. I'm glad you agree, Rye. That is not the voice I expect when I look at Papalymo.
Short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible.
See, if I was playing a Lalafell at this point, say, are you making a short joke at me?
Words and actions can
But
be misconstrued.
I will never play a
The
Lalafell.
only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo.
You would have to pay me a obscene amount of money to get me to play a Lalafell in this. Obscene.
Winning the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
Was that the deep voice for a Lala and good Lord is much deeper? Yep. See, there are a fair few good and well-voiced Lalafells in this game. Papalymo at this point is not one of them. Later on, yes, it's better, but right now, good God, no. Yeah,
I am grateful.
I thought you were Minfilia.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods.
You just want to get your dick wet, Thancred. There's the voice of an ancient scholar, one of the very elderly Wyverians from Monster Hunter World. Yeah. Honestly, he's at least tolerable as far as Lalafell go. Oh yeah, like, character-wise, I like Papalymo. That voice, though, I don't. That is the thing. A lot of the other NPC Lalafells I can't stand. It is mostly him, a spoiler character you meet later on, Tataru, and one you meet during Endwalker who's like, hey, you're the expert with rockets, aren't you? Yeah, but I want to make things blow up. It's like, oh my good God, you gave a pyromaniac the job of building a rocket. What the fuck? Japanese voice actor for Deep Blood needs to calm down. I've got no issue with Thancred. I don't. But at this point in the game, all he really cares about is getting his dick wet. And that's what I don't like about early game Thancred. He gets far better as it goes on. But I don't like him here. It's nowhere near as bad as Alphino at this point in the game. It took me so long to like Alphino. Like, we are talking, it got to Shadowbringers for me to like Alphino.
Ida and Papalymo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
My character probably want to kick in and dig out the ultimate weapon system. Yeah, let's keep the spoilers away, though. You like Alpha and stuff? I don't. He's just so stuck up and self-important and thinks he's better than everyone, and that continues way too long.
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Don't you mean us?
Us, Ida, us!
I love the fact that he's addressing Ida and not looking at her. Probably because if he does look at her, he just can't see her, except he can't escape having a face full of crotch. Speak with... Oh God, I've got a lot of things to do. I mean, that's just unlocking Gold Saucer, that's doing the thing. I mean, I suppose if I'm going to the Adder's Nest in Gridania, I might as well... also pick up the Feisty Little Chocobo quest. Just so I can know when I'm actually able to do my freaking quest to get Warrior, because I can't right now despite being level 30. What the fuck? Suppose I could check in the Marauders Guild if there actually is a quest bubble, because if there is a quest bubble, it'll at least tell me the requirements. Alpha was mixed for you. Believe me, he gets a lot better. Even if you do like him now, he gets a lot better. Go over here. I'm fairly certain it is the Marauders Guild that starts the Warrior quest line. You just get a different quest. You just get a different mentor. Nope, not there. What the fuck is I? Oh, great. In which case, then let's take the airship to Gridania. Then from Gridania. God. I've got to go to East Shroud anyway, so I might as well go to East Shroud and then go down there to unlock this and then this mess. Especially now as I've got a mount. Weird enough, the scion that I see gets the most hate that I really don't understand is Orianger. A lot of people don't seem to like him. I was like, why? He's awesome. He's a really awesome character. Check what you need. Please enlighten me. Just tell me, like, do I need to get to a certain point in the main story quest, or have I completely fucked something up? I can't fucking remember. How's the death build? Like sandworms in Final Fantasy XIV look like cocoa beans. How many cocoa beans have you seen then? Final Fantasy XIV player base in a nutshell right there. Need to finish an MSQ, name the one currently. Oh, right. Phoenix down. Camera's blowing up, so. Cool. Oh. Oh, this is weird. I love it. Same. Here you go, hello and welcome. I thought the sandworms looked like dicks. They do a bit. Like, they do what, honestly, a lot of Final Fantasy games do, is they take the same model and they retexture and recolor it for evolutions and variations of it. But in fairness, also, they have done work on new models as well, so... Right, you. Oh no, I need to go to the Adder's Nest first before I do that, because that was almost a little bit of an oopsie. Personally, I find that the Conjurer's Guild is the easiest way to get the Adder's Nest, because just a short loading screen after here and you're basically right at the footstep. Didn't test what successful commands do in fact work off slash commands. There. I think it's because the way that Stream Elements works and reads those commands is the first thing that's entered into text, and seeing as the slash command doesn't appear in text, it doesn't count. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... Oh, beg pardons. It is a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Pride and duty will take you from nothing. There we are. There's my last quest. For fuck's sake. Hello, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? No. Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Eden and Papalimo, also always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me that you quested in the name of the Scions of late. What do you mean of late? Quite so, Commander. Lord Bird told us the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, Lord Bird sings true. No doubt you've heard we're investigating the Sylphs, the curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the 12-wood home. The Sylphs are for the most part a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's reaction to the primal Rama has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there ever be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of a primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Rama or lead the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen to only one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve my liaison. That's where you Scions come in. Alright. I'm determined that Amaris' reaction to most things is like, alright. The sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic traditions and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the sylph's favour. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the sylphs should be pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Why is she looking at me when she says that? Found out that was a thing. Yep. Works in Discord as well. Thank you, DJ, for your contribution to the SCP Stream Challenge. And hello and welcome to Orion with a hate sponge. Alright, well, I've got 2 new things, so we'll see. Sure, that's how we'll do it. Roll a d6. Fuck. Actually, to be fair, I don't like the prospect of either of these two. Oh my god. That looks like something unmentionable. That looks awful. Q, hello and welcome, and thank you for that best behaviour. I'm unable to adequately vocalise my true feelings about that, so I shall just stay quiet. This is a raspberry zinger, by the way. I'll wait till they see what they've done to one of my favourite flavours. Why does that smell like a snowball? That should not smell like a snowball. Who bought this? Mmm. Mmm. Oh. By Garuda's glistening thighs, that's awful. Ugh. That is essentially a Twinkie covered in red stuff that has no flavour, covered with more friggin' coconut flakes. Ugh. Singing like KFC? No. Bone Twinkies? No. That was effing awful. Ugh. Ugh. Right. Before we continue with this... Oh, because yeah, I can get that. I'm going to go and do my warrior quest. I want to be a warrior. Just so I can have my class. My job, sorry. It doesn't actually do anything different at the moment, I don't think. But I want to do it. Oh, the coconut flakes stay in my mouth. Yeah. I hate the fact that my recall hasn't come back. I believe some of the red pigments used in the US have carcinogens as illegal elsewhere. Congratulations on low life expectancy. Joke's on you, I'm immortal. Let's have a look. Artificially flavoured raspberry iced cake with creamy filling. It says nothing about the coconut flakes. Serving size 2 cakes, one's too much. Ingredients: water, sugar, enriched flour, which contains bleached white wheat flour, malted barley flour, niacin, ferrous sulfate or reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, high fructose corn syrup, of course, coconut, tallow. This thing's got candles in it. What on earth? Dextrose contains 2% or less of soybean oil, glycerin, egg, modified food starch, whey, hydrogenated tallow, more candle, salt, sodium acid pyrophosphate, baking soda, sorbic acid, and potassium sorbate to retain freshness. Enzymes, cornstarch, cellulose gum, cottonseed oil, mono and diglycerides, sodium xylitol, lactylate, soy lecithin, xanthan gum, fumaric acid, monocalcium phosphate, polysorbate 60, natural and artificial flavors, red 40, yellow 5. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. News ice in media. Nice. Might be for on enough information. Candles. Yeah, it's got tallow in it, which is what candles are made out of. Tallow could be beef tallow. Still was what was made into candles. Glycerin next to your example. No, that's nitroglycerin. Glycerin on its own is just, you know, it needs the nitrous to be an accelerant. Arcanist Guild, going to the wrong place. Marauders Guild. The bandana come with my box of things. Just give those to the government. I'll soon realize their mistake. Yeah, it gets me Soul the Warrior. Oh, Morris, just the man I was hoping to see. I explained the day with no equal in our guild, and I have a task that I entrust to no ordinary marauder. To wit, I just received a message from an old comrade in arms of mine who now serves as a guardsman in Costa del Sol. It would seem the fighting is growing fierce in those parts, and he finds himself in dire need of reinforcements. Mind you, this man is no white-livered whelp. He can wield an axe with the best of them, as evidenced by Master Gigaruju's paying good coin for the service of he and his men. No, any enemy who could fluster that bunch is not one to be trifled with. I've sent Solquib on ahead to attend to the wounded. Seek her out upon your arrival, and she'll appraise you of the situation at hand. I have not been to Costa del Sol yet. I haven't even been to Eastern Lonosca. Well, looks like if we go here, which I believe is the Tempest Gate. It's the Zephyr Gate. Go to the Zephyr Gate, and then we will... Doomsday, hello, welcome. Final Grind 14 online. Weird enough, this game actually doesn't have all that much grinding compared to other Final Fantasies. Especially now. Vroom. Oh yeah, I forgot it does the Midgar highway music. It does. Do I actually have any other mounts? Yes. I have my normal Chocobo. I've got my two-person Chocobo. Got the Shadow Wolf, Fenrir, Sleipnir, Arion, and the Mega Shiba. Have the ride music off. That's fair, considering the amount of time that you spend on Clive, and the Chocobo music does get a little maddening. Weirdly enough, is the ones that don't have specific ride music. Like, it's just so generic. It's weird. Brain white. I would comment on what I'm thinking, Bride, but it would break best behaviour. I think we're probably on the same lines, but please do enlighten us. Chonkobo. Okay, we weren't thinking of the same thing. But yes, there is a fat Chocobo in this. Has to be the most intense music for casual ride I've ever seen. It is supposed to be like a lengthy chase music. Jam. Oh, trigger keep. I use them very infrequently, but when I do use them, it's good. Mostly it's when it's like, hey, I really cannot be bothered to drive here. Dude, that's an AFK for a second while the chocobo takes me there. Now to Costa del Sol. And take me to... Yes, it is going to take me to the Aetheryte. Oh yeah, the summer event's still going on over there. I wasn't trying to go directly into a piece of wood. Woody shrubs. Got all the current gear I need for being me. Am I right over the sight for sore eyes? Nasty bale of turtles have been preying on this area of late, snapping and gnashing at everything in sight. Why even the best man that Master Gigaruju could buy find themselves no match for the creatures. Word has it that the beasts have been sighted swimming in from the lightly guarded northern shore. I will send you there to investigate the cause behind their burgeoning numbers. Doing a new. Bell Demon. Hey, best behavior's over. I can say fuck. Fuck that zinger. That was gross. It looks and tastes like it comes directly from Satan's asshole. Oh, he's edgy. You're familiar with that taste? Yeah, I've had Canadian food. Daryl, Amaris, we must see to these beasts. Oh, wait. Ah, bollocks. Well, I'm going to tell them I was doing one to my PC, it lightly runs in the background, cleaning, defragmenting the RAM. Nice. Oh, now we've got jellyfish. What a recipe. Someone's a little salty. Seven house, no Meddlesome. Prepare to fall back. No. Like beans on toast. Yeah, same. He was just salty because they don't have any proper taste buds, because they're French. Wow, let's just get fizz. These are bread isn't sugar? Precisely. I'll see it's the shellback, see Wattle's just not trying not to end up as turtle grub. An axe, not seeing its lichen. First time we've seen a job quest isn't Gladiator or Red Mage. It's actually got a fairly interesting story, although hilariously the Stormblood? Yeah, the Stormblood section of these quests is you are trying to get your mentor laid. I'm not even kidding. Amaris, we must do what we can. Sure. Still have the road ninja quests. Oh god, the ninja ones are amazing. We all agree that while we have all separate opinions, fairy bread is best. What the fuck is fairy bread? Spot, yeah. For the section of quests that take place during Stormblood, for this job class, you are trying to get your mentor laid. Well, the new NPC should meet in the main quest soon. Can't remember who it is. We could go to random quotes and get Holy 7 hot halls on a Sunday. Sprinkle good. Oh, fuck. I actually want to know what Buttersmith is. Oh my god, his name's Curious Gorge. I just remembered. Curious fucking Gorge. It's literally just buttered bread and sprinkles. That sounds revolting. Whereas bread, toasted, butter and brown sprinkles, that's revolting. Bread's the thing. Why is it a thing anywhere? It sounds gross. I mean, I take your... Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised in the least, Liv? About the Barb's poutine. Hey, poutine's nice. Really nice. There possibly more Jack Orbo's sweet bean. Yeah, true. You do get to see him naked as well. There's, yes. You would take my cheesy gravy drowned fries out of my cold dead hand. Outine. I should send him scuttling back to the nest. You can call me Curious Gorge. One remark about that name and I'll rip your ugly heads from your shoulders and suck the marrow out of your twitching spines. It is one letter away from being a fucking monkey. Good way to get an early retirement. It's really not all that bad. Well, you people from your guys from Costa, I reckon. Not as such, we're the Marauders Guild sent here by Axemaster Winzoan to assist in defense. I'm Sol Gwib, and this is my comrade Amaris. Yo. From the guild, you say? Well, blow me down and call me a bogey. And you told me sooner I'd introduce myself with proper respect. You're Amaris, right? We've only just met, but I've seen you with strength not found in ordinary men. What say you unleash the beast within and become a warrior with me? A warrior, you say? So it was you I saw brandishing battle techniques I thought lost to the sands of time. Lost? Aha! Perhaps in these parts where I come from, the way of the warrior is alive and well. My tribe has been handing them down for thousands of years. Yet our numbers dwindle with every new summer, and this is why I left the mountain where I was raised to come here. What say you, Amaris? If you would walk the path of the warrior with me, seek me out at Hidden Falls. Alright. Maybe if I hate spine should get you to eat haggis. No. That's just an absolute no. What the... Oh, fuck off! Why? Game, why? This is a problem with The Realm Reborn, and it happens all too often. Is that quest-specific shit will be right in the middle of a fucking fate. Well, it's called it was most edible products. No, thanks. No. Just no. You're on Twitter and Boober is trending. I guess that the spice entrails and giblet stuffed in more guts, pretty much. Like, I was put off when I heard the description of it from Earthworm Jim. The heart, lungs, and liver of a sheep boiled in its own stomach. No fucking thanks. You're below the recommended level. Don't put my quest class in it then. Warriors of old, we've all heard the tales, but never once did I dream that I'd ever meet one in the flesh. My memory is clouded. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't vouch for the man identity, but there can be no denying the display of strength we saw today, nor has he taken liking to you, Amaris. This could be an opportunity for the ages. Hidden Falls with it? Were I in your boots, I would head off there without delay. Fuck out this fucking fate circle. Like all props, it sounds revolting and I will not touch it. Just no. If I know I'm going to throw up, then I'd rather have something tasty first. I don't know, rum. I knew you'd come, Amaris. Let's begin. Any man can take up an axe and call himself a marauder, but to become a true warrior, he must prove he can tame the inner beast that guides his blade. I witnessed your battle with the turtles, and I must say I was impressed. You've proven yourself far more worthy of this than I could have imagined. In your hands lies the soul of the warrior, a crystal within which the deeds of 1,000 warriors from history are recorded. For countless generations, the soul has been passed on to those in my tribe who chose the path of the warrior to guide them and aid them in their journey. When your inner beast awakens, the runes will resonate, further empowering your will and granting you such strength as you never thought possible. Today there is cause for celebration, my friend, for through you I have ensured that my tribe's legacy will endure. Yes, it is for this day, this moment that I came down from the mountain. Spices can't fix a war crime. I will counter that with the origin of curry. You Brits wouldn't know what tasted if you colonised and saved several nations for it. That's just straight up incorrect. Red up thing. Oh God. $1,000 warriors, so 1,000,000. Yeah. Yeah, however earnestly I pursue my goal, I cannot decide in the fear inside me. Or if he said 1,000, he might mean 2,000. It is old time speak. Americans way much better. American... I'm not getting to this again. Last time we got into this discussion, I had to call an end to it because it was getting borderline racist. So let's please not again. Yet, however honestly I pursue my goal, I cannot decide the fear inside me that my mission will ultimately end in failure. For you see, while I style myself a warrior, the truth is I left the mountains before my training was complete. And while I carry with me the chronicles of my ancestors detailing the ancient art of war, I lack the ability to fully decipher the texts. Yet there may still be hope, for there is another who fled my village, one who shared my dream of passing on the teachings to my tribe and can read the tome, my brother. My bad, didn't I just want to insult you? That's completely fine. Just, yeah, that's a subject that gets very touchy very quickly, so yeah. I better get to time out some people. I mean, you can find some bots and time them out if you like. Without him, I fear there is little more I can teach you at this time, but that will not discourage me from continuing my studies of the Chronicles, nor shape my belief that further secrets will soon reveal themselves to me. Time you out, fool. I love the fact that you actually can't. Till then, I must use the knowledge I've passed on to you and continue your training. You must strive to harden your will so that it may endure the strain of future burdens. Good luck, my friend. Armory unlocked. Oh, yeah. I've now got my armory unlocked. Because I haven't picked any alternate classes. You've unlocked a new job. You can change job anytime by equipping the soul crystal with his... blah. This war request is available on 35. Yeah, I know. Now... misclick. That's a whole bunch of seconds. No. Right. Salte's still dead, by the way. That's slightly worrying, Lydia. Q. Q is innocent-ish. Q is not innocent. Right, now... return back to Limbs of Laminza so I can take the airship back to Gridania so I can go and take a ferry over to the Sylphs. Tastes like everything else. Realise why the snowbirds have no word knowing them. Mm-hmm. Believe me, the zingers are much better. They lack some of the texture, what the fucks in them, but they just taste like a coconut Twinkie, really. Need to make like a bluey screen thing for chat. Yeah, I was going to teach you how to do the blurry thing for chat. Might take a couple of days or weeks for a sour taste of advice regrow. You kill them, burn them off with the acid. Hook me in DMs after I'm done with the video, and I will send you the video on how I did it. It's fantastically easy. It literally requires you downloading one thing and then implementing it with OBS, and it's fairly easy. But I told you not to merge my hotbar. You fucking did it anyway, you absolute twat knuckle. Blow, provoke. Let's check. No, is that? Yeah, that's hard. So. Look. Storm's Path. Right. Science. Circ. And tofu. Brain is now wondering if that's who I think it is. I don't think it is, but it would be kind of cool if it was. Right, let's open up my abilities. Shirk over here. Wait. Oh no, that's for my roll. Arm's length goes there. Traits, doesn't need to worry about that. So now I've got all of this opened up. This is all my toolkit. It's just not all unlocked yet. Vengeance, that goes there. Holden Gang, that's my immunity, that goes there. Storm's Eye, that's my advanced AoE. Inner Beast. I can't remember what that is. Mithril Tempest, that. Oh shit, no, Storm's Eye. No, Storm's Path goes there. Storm's Eye. Oh yeah, that's a different thing. Mithril Tempest is that. Yeah, because it goes over the path of the Mithril Tempest. I completely forgot about that. Let him go. Yeah, this bit here. Go on this hill until I die. The cake is nice. It's like some box cake. You make the cream is nice, but then you get the foreskin of the peeps and the coconut. It just always goes to shit. No, the whole entirety of the snowball is just gross. The Glepicor Mount getting the chance. Obscured, yeah. Also peel the peeps. That sounds gross. A video that just makes you use a window capture and then just make it blurry. Yeah. Well, it requires you to download a filter, basically. You download a filter, then do a secondary capture in its own folder. Rigo goes for a random quake. Yes, look at those fucking thighs. Look at those fucking thighs. Well, apparently I got very obsessed with some thighs. I cannot actually remember any of these things. That's an upgrade. I think that goes there. Still goes with upgrade. Use BJ by 50. Can be used while in combat. Is that? No, is its own thing. Thighs always good. They are. Good thing about thick thighs. Got thick, scaly thighs. Pelcleader, an attack with a potency of 520. Yeah, that goes there. Oh, it's an upgrade to Winter Beast. Okay. Raw Intuition reduces damage taken by 10% with its all HP with each weapon skill get. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, that weapon skill. Equilibrium restore own HP. That goes there. Decimate levels attack to all nearby with a potency of there. Oh, Steel Cyclone. Oh, I don't even have Steel Cyclone. Okay, sure. Like, put that. Yeah, those work together. That's good. It's my Onslaught. Rush the target and delivers an attack with a potency of 1. Right, okay, yeah. Onslaught has to go there, because that's my gap closer. Upheaval does an attack with a potency of 400. That's kind of tasty. Shake it off. Creates a barrier around self and nearby party members. That's a mitigation. Inner release. 3 seconds to that. I think that's... Yeah, that's Berserk at the moment. Nascent Flash. Concussion Glint. Yep. That's reduced damage taken by that. That, I think, is Shake... That's Raw Intuition. Fair. Upgrade. Originy delivers an attack with a potency of 100. You will know. Very fair. Those like that. Primal Rend jumps to targeting does critical hit depending on that. And then that's all of them. That's everything there. Flops on said thighs below. Get pets when you're on my thighs as well, lad. And lots of scritches. Right. Now I'm actually a warrior rather than a marauder. I'll have my full toolkit about it. To be fair, my toolkit hasn't changed. It's just I can now do my hotbars with future skills that are going to unlock. The Prairie Doctor at the base of this hill will carry you across the Lake Sea Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. It's silly because he just said basically that would take us straight to the Hawthorne Hut. It really doesn't. It takes you nowhere near it. No, not that. Don't want Blood to Blood, want Sleeping Player. Clear. Well, the anniversary present already is here. Nice. LED dice. Trippy. Oh. Can jump on the bike. It makes so little sense to do it, but I can jump on the bike. Boing. Boing. Are you ready for the zoo trip? No problem at all, Zorian. I don't know if you're leaving now or not, or if you're just getting ready. But if you are leaving now, then thanks for coming in as long as you did, and have yourself a good time. See you later. Capture filter scaling aspect ratio, point low resolution. You can scale filter to point to copy. Oh no, that's not a good way to do it. It's literally just download said filter and it does a blur effect. You can change it to suit how you like. Also means people can't just scale it up. Indeed, I'm Amalane of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn Sylphs, yeah? For all their whimsy, they're a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. And their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk, and they have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more? You do well to speak to the Master of the Hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Person who is sat right on the edge, precariously, of that bench. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. Big part of my memory is just not what it used to be. I've seen much more in my adventuring days than all the clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. At least it's not that I had to go and get him some medicine before he would remember and tell me. That's how it used to be. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me these stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. Tee-hee. I'm not sure that tee-hee is the right accompaniment to making you wary of having a chocobo scratch your face. The quickest way to equip a woman's heart might be through her stomach, but don't even think of trying to foist this foodstuff on Sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, that's what Rolf once told me. Sure, cool. Don't need to eat. Sure, cool. Let's tune to this first. That's a boss. Like, it's bigger than the other ones. I can see the boss fate there. Ooh, Royal Rumble as well. The Sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing marble faces on our masks, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbour no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. I'm like Moogles. If Moogles weren't already a thing in this, I'd swear they're just this game's version of them. Oh, of course, hearing your stories, well, my stories have brought back the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. Sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honoured greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this, it just may help with the favour of our forest friends. Nah, funny number. Oh, arm's length. That's mitigation. Oh, still early, eh? Great, there's one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along Drat, what was it again? My wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, my friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine own. Never mind me biking from indoors. Peace offering for the Sylphs? Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear it wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish sea king, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the Sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen ochu around the comb for quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Where you stimulate it somehow? I'm not going to go and give the fucking grass a hand job. With some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Use amber syrup on the curious tussock and slay the ochu. I'm going to be syruping up a tussock. Well, this one's for you, Ride. SpongeBob, me boy, have you lubed up the turret? The tussock. Rugo goes for random quoting it. It's literally like sucking on Satan's ball sacks. Don't need more grass pollen. I beg to differ. That's a lubed up. Oh no, it's a level 20 thing. Yeah, Ochus are so small on this. I really do. Send them up route to Rolf Hawthorne. That is entirely the wrong mount. It's also very slow because I haven't upgraded my riding maps. This, on the other hand, is the pay to win mount. I think that's still got to be my favourite misguided stupidity of wrong assumptions about Final Fantasy XIV. There's a lot of them out there, but that one takes the cake of calling the game pay to win just because that mount exists. Oh, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? This. Milkroot, but of course, those sylphs quaff the cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. Effect's just about the same as well. Anyway, the gift of Milkroot will have the sylphs calling you friend and brother the moment they lay eyes on it. Now let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Just wanted a bike. Yeah, it's a nice mount as well. It's a nice mount, and literally it's like... It gets... The speed boost it has on the ground gets made redundant the instant you have flight. So... I don't know, I'll never understand people like that. Take the liberty of wrapping your Milkroot well and good. This should keep up nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from the god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the morbol that would put an end to my adventuring days. Oh god. But I can tell you that story another time. More important matters to attend to today. Yes, the Sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know that they're kind of heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you regale me with your adventuring tales. Alright. Before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Amelin here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friends, and do pass on my regards to the winged ones. I'm a winged one when I don't have my meat suit on. It's good to see your knowledge of the Sylphic culture is mature. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Kmukso. He has served as intermediary between our peoples on many an occasion and is closely with its tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has furnished you with some of that malodorous route to the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import to you to deliver, a missive from the Elder Seedseer herself. To summarise the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress on you any further importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Thank you, Lydia, for your contribution to the SCP Stream Challenge. And now go through. Railway like ban. Colour. Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home and leave this one be. Yeah. Honestly, that dance looks exactly like if you told someone who has never danced before to dance, they would do that. Andrew Wheaton's white grey hair. God, when I get into my 50s, I'm gonna be irresistible to you. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Oh. So, no? Walking One bring gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Silver Dragon. Yes. Walking One brings Milkroot. Milkroot fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. I don't recall these things being voice acted. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. So Floofy Dragon. I'm not Floofy. Oh, there we're envoys from Gridania. We're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay our respects to your elder and to learn from him more of your Lord Rama. Who are these ones? These Walking Ones come from Gridania? Walking One became a dancing one and brought Milkroot, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Apolimo, Ida, you just ruined everything. Home, you say, but the Sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. Letter carried by Aramate is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seedseer herself. Still, you would refuse us? This one's reasons are of no business of Walking Ones. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking Ones waste everyone's time. Why never turned away at the gates? What did we do to deserve a rude welcome? Was Amaris' jig insufficiently jiggy? No, it's the fact that you two just came in here and just barged in. I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. You two are fucking idiots. You two are actual fucking idiots. Scaly Dragon, yes. Dance diplomacy, oh my god. I don't know, I'll be like when my one hair goes well, I'll be staring all day. Oh, God, I'm already there with you. I'm getting grey hairs. Not many, but I do have them. Oh, own hair. Say, Amaris, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. You went through all that trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you greeted hardly any of them. Said you! Who greeted one of them incorrectly and got us into this mess? Yeah, white eyebrow hairs at the moment. I've got like one on that eyebrow. I've got like one very long, prominent one. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Either with those thighs of yours, I doubt they cramp. Smells like old in here. Smells like French in here. Okay, fair. Mine's more of a grey. Old experienced. Very experienced with Lydia. Walking one's belly is rumbling. This one not making a meal. This one is boiling bark and flower seeds to dye thread. Colour must be jolly and so must greet making. Oh yeah, I've got to dance for them all. Ooh, walking one knows jolly dance. Jolly dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. Yeah, what this used to be is like, it's not just dancing for them, you had to actually go and do like quest lines for all of them as well. Walking One would be a friend to these ones? This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the way of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One cannot weave in the same way. I have no desire to be a weaver. Ah, Walking One is a friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious elder one of the forest city. He knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. So glad that whole chunk been cut out. Amaris, would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. On to our next adventure. I'm going to punch you. With the axe. Blade first. Amaris, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folks, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you'll see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland homes. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with Hera Imedia. Of the Gridanians who reside here, she is most likely to be privy to the Sylphs' troubles. We can weave stuff poor, I can put 3 strings together, that's about it. Basically, weaving in this is basically being a tailor. Praise be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventurer with a truly gentle heart. The Sylphs of Little Solace are sorely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Go over it. Being a temporary settlement, Little Solace wants for amenities, not least a stout set of defences. Consequently, beasts from moms around are free to wander in and terrorise the hapless residents. The Zizgorlins and Gulgnats from that roam these parts are especially troublesome, but slaying one of each should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie brushes as well. They play an important role in Sylphic culture. I don't claim to know the details, and what with such feral beasts prowling the forest, they are not easily come by. When you are done with the deeds, seek out Kamuxio. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intentions will not be lost on him. My own experience speaks to this. It's one quest rather than several. So much better. A big chocobo. Ooh. This chocobo, unlike others, has got enough arse space for a second rider. Am I blind, or is this... but got no... Oh, there it is. No, that wasn't the one that's in there. Okay. Oh, there it is. The sheep. I'm into cold things right now because man tried to put a very cold drink on me, I didn't even flinch. Like me. Food, nice. Dancing One's still here. Dancing One can dance all day. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Dancing One brings brownie brushes for this one. This one can dye thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing One kills Bitey Buzzy One. This one hates Bitey Buzzy One, as Dancing One is kind. Too kind. Many walking ones come to this one's abode, but few are friendly like Dancing One. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dancing One after all. If those two fuck this up for me again, I will yeet them. This one asks Dancing One for forgiveness. This one has made trouble since Walking Ones last came to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But Dancing One is not like other Walking Ones. This one can trust Dancing One. This one would ask Dancing One for help. Strange Walking Ones with bodies of steel come to home of these ones. This one thinks steel ones come from Empire. Where Empire goes, may living ones become dead ones. Trees fall and bushes burn. This one's home's been danger. This one begs of Dancing One to help this one no more. Dancing One is friends with these ones and Walking Ones, yes. Dancing One must speak to these ones here and Walking Ones in Hut's house and find out more. Those two screw it up again, destroy them. Oh, I plan to. This one has bad feeling. This one fears steel ones are after something, but this one should speak no more. Go, Dancing One. This one depends on kindness of Dancing One. Interrogate the suspicious presence. All four of them. I'll investigate, not interrogate. Strange steel walking ones? Yes, this one has seen. Steel walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasure. This one likes treasure. You know. I'm going to go to the Hawthorne Hut ones first because it saves on the travel. Also zoom. Fearsome types clad head to toe in steel, you say? Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they're plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good. Also, yes. Soft Kiryu's back. Yay. Men clad strange armor? Well, now you do mention it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They were gathering deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers. Nyum. What was my hunting log? I thought this was way below my current level. Fine, I don't need the ring. I was love the remake version of the bike song. Same. Really do. Shush. Just this one says. Still walking ones are scary like touched ones. This one hates scary and scary ones have scary friends. Like, one of the best things about Final Fantasy VII Remake for me, apart from, you know, Andrea, is the music. Like, what they've done with the music, that is absolutely phenomenal. Like, the boss music, well, particularly the Airbuster music. Holy shit. That is so good. This one is happy to see Dancing One return. What did Dancing One learn? Things. This one sees. Still walking ones come from Empire, carry boxes and go walking deep, deep through trees. As this one is thoughts, oh god, I've really got to stop having my hand on the mouse. This one knows forest well. Still walking ones try to hide, but this one will find them. This one would borrow Dancing One's map. This one mark right here. This is where Steel Ones hide. This one knows. Dancing One will go look for Steel Ones, yes? Sure. Who's in the forest? Oh, right here. Annihilate them. I may only be a tank, but I am still 11 levels ahead of them. I will wreck. I keep pulling that mount out because that shortcut Alt 5 is linked to Chinya's mount roulette, so it just pulls out a random mount because she's got so friggin' many. Dancing One is back. This one breathed sigh of relief. This one was worried. Dancing One found something. Dancing One found paper inside a box. This is a message for the Empire. This one can read Walking One's symbols. Message paper has name of food and rocks. Food and rocks were inside boxes, this one knows. This one does not understand. Food and rocks mentioned all come from home of these ones. How to steal Walking Ones know to find them. Is there sneaky one hiding behind this one's wings? Snooping one selling secrets to steal Walking Ones? This one fears for this one's home, but Dancing Ones has helped this one much today. Dancing One was promised to always be friends to these ones. Sure. Helpful one arrives at a good time. This one needs help for one's help. One of these ones, named Claxo, ventured outside Little Solace alone. Alone is unsafe. Helpful one must find Claxio. Alright. Claxio struck west after leaving the settlement. Hurry before Claxio ends up in the belly of a beastly one. Let's go rescue a sylph before it gets eaten. That's nowhere near as you have my map. But it feels less intrusive when it's just there. What? Walking One wants this one to return to Little Solace? Don't make this one laugh. This one is wary of living things with those who are not these ones. This one wants to be alone. These ones rely on Walking Ones for everything. No better than those ones that summoned a Primal One. Small wonder this one chose to leave. This one thought this is a likely place to build a home, but then Meddling One arrives, forces this one to go deeper into the forest. Meddling One is forbidden from following this one. All away with Meddling One. I wanted to go meddle some more, but apparently no. What? Claxio refused to return to these ones and went deeper into the forest? But this one saw touched ones lurking in the forest. Helpful one must hurry. Hurry and find Claxio. Helpful one should search for spores of thread on forest floor. Those things will lead Helpful one to Claxio, but hurry. Hurry before touched ones take Claxio away. I'm just going to do, you know, the stream title is going to be Meddlesome Meddling, because meddle. Oh, hello and welcome. I'm out the upcoming Moogle event story making me cry with how much grind I need to do. Oh no. I missed out on the last one. The most recent one I just did not engage in. I really wish I had done. I mean, look, it sounds like I could. I've never used that. Never once have I used my saddlebags. There you go, I barely used my chocobo. General, at least outside of leveling Blue Mage. Meddling 1 is back. This one told Meddling 1 to be gone. Tell Kamuxio that this one will never go back. Never. Just went through the list. I'm going to need about 1,130 tomestones minimum. Fucking hell. And the way that I found is the absolute best and most efficient way to do it, if you're going solo, bearing in mind, is be a healer and continuously queue for Castrum Meridianum. It's fast, it's easy, and it gets like 7 tomestones. It's like one of the better ones. But still, the amount of runs you're going to have to do to get that much is just what the fuck. Touch ones? Touch ones should go away too. This one is a good one. Everyone should just leave this one alone. Be on guard, Amaris. These sylphs have been tempered, brought under the thrall of the primal Rammer. Akin to the Malja tempered by Ifrit, these sylphs exist only to save their deity. Alliance stuff is 10 to 14 tomes, PvP is like 8. Yeah, the problem is the Alliance stuff is still very hard to get, even with it being incentivized by the tomestones. These Grant Rival Wings do this too. There. You can do those two together. I'm going to try and find what I want and keep it thin as possible. Not answer to words, only steel. I take no pleasure in this, but it must be done. Where the fuck did she pull those from? I don't think I want to know. Hey, took away my fucking... That's you. These ones are your friends. Come with this one's primal. Rumor. No, this one's a good one. We'll never go with bad ones. Two mounts, 100 wins, 100 wins on Spirit Mount. Thankfully, there's full overlap there. Oh, god, yeah. Oh, there's a Morble. At 60, 70 wins, so Jesus. I can never get wins on PvP. Me and PvP in almost every single game just does not gel. I mean, Candleless Beast, there's nothing... Okay, fine. Oh, so you just snapped me back to real life as there's a Winnie the Pooh in the backshroud near Gridania. Fair. This one is safe. This one was so scared. Claxio, this one has been worried. So very worried. Is Claxio unharmed? Still in possession of wits? Mixio, a meddling one as well? Why are these two here? These two came to rescue Claxio. Claxio is still safe, fills this one with joy. Mixio, forgive this one. This one did not mean to run away from Little Slice. This one was just awful. The amount of PvP, adversarial multiplayer is just never for me. Just, no. These ones who live at Little Solace were changing, becoming friendly with other ones. This one feared that these ones were forgetting who these ones are, like Touched ones did, but this one was wrong. This one can see that now. Meddling, helpful one. This one is grateful. This one will return to Little Solace to be with Kamuxio and friendly ones. Well, I should see to that. Also, return to Little Solace as well. I, for one, could do with a nice hot bath. Yeah, of course, yes, there's going to be a bath in that tiny little camp. Paplino, yes. Exactly. Overween's actually pretty fun. Absolute dog shit of RNG gives you a whole bunch of people who have no idea how it works, so... Sounds like it'd be absolute dog shit for me. Although in fairness, generally parties like that are alright on my server because people seem to know what they're doing. At the very least with PvE content, I very rarely get raid wipes. Then again, I have seen raid wipes where people wiped on ancient flair, shall we say. I have now, thanks to how awful some groups can be, I have now seen a wipe at every single boss in Crystal Tower. I didn't think that was even possible. This one thought Claxio was lost forever. Helpful one saved Claxio, now these ones can be family again. This one has known many walking ones, even many kind walking ones, but Helpful one is kindest and strongest of all. Helpful one is a hero to these ones. Helpful one will bring these ones and walking ones closer together. This one knows. This one will take Helpful one to see Elder one. But Elder one is... As a teacher, the firefighter had done escape the other day, mid-fight while playing healer. Shit. The one that I see from the Heaven's Ward raids that always catches people, in fact it doesn't anymore, but it used to, because they reworked it, was the Megadeth incident. That was... Because before, it used to be, you needed to look for the prompt and understand where in the fight you were to know when you needed to counter Megadeth. However, now, whilst the pools are still on the ground, you see the cast bar start for Megadeth, so you already know to get into the pools. This one must ask Kind One's forgiveness. This one made promise to take Kind One to see Elder One, yes, but this one cannot. This one cannot because Elder One is not here. Elder One is not anywhere. Elder One went to the forest yesterday but has not come back. This one is worried. Elder One often goes into the forest, but never for this long. Kind One will help Elder One, yes? Near where Elder One disappeared is a home of walking one named Boscaron. Boscaron may know what happened to Elder One. So when I play MMORPGs, aim to become powerful enough to do things a full party would normally do for solo. If you have level sync enabled, you'll never get that in this game. If you unsync it, then you can, up to a certain point. I love Circus before they reworked stack marker stuff for it. I don't think I've actually done Circus Tower recently. Because it used to be, there's no mechanics for it, apart from the final 2 fights. All the others were just DPS check. Someone will talk to Boscaron, but walking ones do not always trust these ones. Would Kind One talk to Boscaron for this one? And Kind One comes from Gridania, yes? In Gridania live many Kind Ones, yes? This one begs of Kind One, please go to Gridania and ask fellow Kind Ones for help. And please hurry, these ones are not safe until Elder One returns. He just told me to go to Boscaron, but it says to go to Adder's Nest. Sure. Fine. Firefight the flow. Loading stacks before the work, basically, so at least once bright moment. Oh god, yeah, those. It's like, yeah, these are exactly... you need to pay attention to these, yeah? You need to be in them to spread the damage, but don't stack them all at once. Oh shit. And then you would see people who were purposely trying to stack them just to see how many people they can nuke. And then you get World of Darkness, which trips so many people up because, like, oh yeah, so now we're actually introducing raid mechanics to these raids. It still remains my favourite Crystal Tower one to date because I like raid mechanics. Like when I was doing extreme hunting, doing a certain one of them, I fought the extreme version 68 times before the mount dropped for me. And by that time, I was like, I know this fight. I enjoy this fight. It's got me having slight PTSD flashbacks anytime I think about spider lilies, but sure. My favourite one used to rescue to save one of my sprouts. Seemed fine. Floating Stack 2 comes around. Rescue still on cooldown. The aforementioned sprout fucks off to 9 and dies. Yeah, it's one of those things like, hey, I'm trying to help you. You know, maybe you're going to learn. You're not going to learn. Oh, well. That one's on you. And Walker gets too hard to get the damn tones for it. 99 fucking clears no matter. Jesus. At least they have that system. At least they have that system, you know, that you can get the totems and you will get the rewards via that. It just requires you to kill it fucking 99 times. I've not even done the extreme hunting for Stormblood Shadowbringers because on my EU account I don't have the friends to do it, and Party Finder's a bit dead. With it as an intrepid ambassador, how fare your diplomatic efforts with the Sylph tribes? Their brother's gone missing, you say. Why, if he were to end up in the hands of the Tempered Ones, we'd have a crisis on our hands. You can assure the Sylphs and my sharp-eyed serpents will be on the lookout night and day. No stone must be left unturned. I would ask you to call upon Guillaume Moloch at the Bent Branch Meadows and deliver the message that the Wood Whalers are needed in search effort. Fine, it's fine. That's up around mid-20s. Broadening horizons. Oh look, level 60, the makings of a gunbreaker. Very late Shadowbringers, almost end walk away. I finally got my full dragon set, seeing I started when there was like 2 or 3 patches of Shadowbringers left though. Jesus. I've gotten Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, and Stormblood. Those are the only extreme mounts I've done. I think my only claim to doing content before it got outdated was I did the Shadowbringers Relic quest before Endwalker dropped. I finished doing it 8 days before Endwalker released, and that was a mistake because I burnt out so hard on Final Fantasy doing that. Because holy fuck. Grinds are an absolute arse. I've still got one to do. So far hasn't been much of an issue, but still, it's going to take a long time. All the extremes, all savages up to the last Shadowbringers one. Need to try to still and just one Endwalker correct mount. I've never done a savage. As said before, not enough friends. I like have one person that I know who's on European servers who wants to do that kind of content and can do that kind of content, but it's their alt. So that's right. Ah, binary. Eh. Do the Realm Reborn Heaven's Ward solo, which is pretty useful. I can't do the Heaven's Ward solo yet because most of them require either an ability to keep someone in place to stop damage resistance stacks, and I don't have that because my warrior is not high enough or good enough DPS. I don't think it works easy enough for Heaven's Ward. Full group for the Stormblood. Shadowbringers are still rough. Like the Containment Bay ones for Heaven's Ward, those I can do solo just barely at the Dark Knight, but trying to do like the Diabolical Bismarck, can't do Bismarck. Message from Commander, hello, you say? The Sylph Elder has vanished. Worry not, friend. The Wood Whalers have eyes under every leaf, behind every branch. If the Elder is anywhere in these forests, we shall find him. Now we go to Boscarium. Sephiroth is the only one of Holmes that can really stop me unsync as Summoner. Bismarck's easy, but I can't do Summoner. I can't do Bismarck because that's that phase where it generates 2 dragons that you have to keep separate, otherwise they have huge amounts of damage resistance. Can't get through that. Not kill one of them fast enough. I keep saying to myself, if I get a level 90 warrior and full level 90 gear, then yes, probably could do it, but I don't. This burst one dead immediately. Even my Dark Knight can't do that kind of DPS. Could try it with my Reaper, I suppose, because my Reaper's fairly well geared. Woo! Exploration XP. One minute adventurer. With the finest grog and grub the side of... Hey, it's for your belly then. Ah, hunger for news, is it? And there's been talk of us still lurking hereabouts. I couldn't rightly say if there'd be able to ye seek. Those woodland scraps all look alike. Sure, painting one red and another one blue, most folk will struggle to tell two of them apart. If you've the time, maybe you could stay a while and see what the gods have in store. You never know, you might even stumble across a Sylfelder yourself. What the actual fuck? I just realised that what I just finished was called Spirited Away. Oh, another rag. No word on Sylfelder yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. In the meantime, how about doing a favour for Buscaron on the return? Right then, let's put you to work. There's a customer outside who's spoiling for a fight. I need you to call him off for me. Don't you go cracking any skulls though. Just take the tub of cold water and douse the drunkard. It tends to do the trick. My patrons can swill grog all night and crows loud enough to wake the dead if they wish, but as soon as it turns violent, I've got to put my boot down. I remember you had to go and find the bucket, then fill it from a trough, and then throw it on the dude. Wow. Mead-soaked Midlander. What are you staring at? You want to keep them eyes in your face? Splash. Oh, my biggest teeth, that's cold. What do you mean, no fighting? This dust-white scum was... Oh, yeah, I know the rules. Boss gets to keep his skin for now. Be careful around Lenoska, there's Marbury. I'm nowhere near Lenoska and can avoid those. Nice as on Amaris. I'll now have my patrons picking fight with each other over a bit of petty prejudice. In case you didn't see, the bloke that caught the brunt of that outburst is a dust-white Ellison. There are people who shun city to live in the wilds, making them no better than brigands in the eyes of many. To be fair, the dust-whites can be an unruly lot, but they ain't so bad once you get to know them. It doesn't seem right to bar a whole race of people from the druthers for the misdeeds of a few. There should be at least one place where anyone willing to pay the coin can drink in peace is welcome, don't you think? You'll be peeled later soon, friend. Well, that's how you're making the peeling storyline. Oh, look. It looks silly. And is no better than what I currently have. In fact, that's the same thing. That's what I've got on it currently. And it's like, why? What? Why would you offer tank armor that's actually not any better? I appreciate all the good you've done for our patrons. If you aren't disinclined, I have a favour of my own to ask you. There's a quick-run friend of mine, you see, named Tetraroon. Good lad. It was right after Cloudy that I came across him falling in the shroud. He nearly died in all the havoc, so I took him and nursed him back to health best I could. He worked here with my druthers for a spell after that, got to talking about striking out on his own he did. Not long after, cast his lot with a merchant bound for Lenoska. Well, it just so happens I got to cleaning up around here and came across something of his. This scar's earring. I know he's fond of the thing, but he might have just forgotten it when he left, so I'd like to get back to him. Can't say for sure where he ended up, but it might be a friend of mine can. A Regadan fellow named Banesing. You can find him on Hawker's Alley in Limbs of Laminsa. He knows everything of comings and goings of merchants there. Return. Noom. If any way to Orcus Alley, friend. Huh? Griffin works in the drillers? I speak of Tetraroon. Right, so that's Kyoku rune bloke just over there by some blood of another. Two of them put together and were making good coin, but old Tettering up and left Limsa not long ago. Can't say as to why or where. Better off asking Kyoku rune himself. He can be light tight of lip though, I'll warn you. Best take this chicken egg with you. Little bastard loves his bloody things. Good to hear about old Bosk though. Sounds as though he ain't changed a bit. I just like him to send an adventure along. Too shy to come his own self. God's a miss drinking that fool. So many eggs. So many eggs. Customer be welcome. Not customer, not come with custom. Kyoku rune busy with business. Too busy for blather. Here, have an egg. Chicken egg. Kyoku rune love chicken egg. Love chicken egg more than love customer. Looking for Tettering? Tettering no here no more. Tettering leave Limsa. Tettering go look for Sparklies. Now working at Trading Post. Good Trading Post. Forget where Trading Post is. Weinberg no Tettering. Weinberg no Trading Post. Weinberg at Ferry Docks. You go to Ferry Docks. Kyoku rune forget things. Weinberg remember things. You talk to Weinberg, not Kyoku rune. Fine. Go to the Fishers Guild. There's something fishy afoot. Motivated by Eggy. Eggvation. Tettering? I've seen him. As I say, I saw him. He's headed somewhere up north by the way of ferry to Airport. Might as well head there and see what you can suss out. Skip here can take you there. When you arrive, I start by asking Eldfolk. He's an old hand what knows a great deal about a great many things. What happens when you find an egg inside an egg? Exception. What happens when you like all eggs apart from one? It's an eggception. That was awful. Tettering? I saw him. As I say, I've seen him. Took himself north through Skull Valley into Oakwood, just looking for a place run by his fellow Cookerin. I reckon he meant the one on right on the shore of Bronze Lake. Mimmaroon's trading post. Follow the road and you're sure to find it. Through there, isn't it? Yeah. So that name, because of part of it being obscured by the tent post there, looked like it said Cat Gussie. So you want a hate sponge, so let's roll the dice to see if we get the other new hate sponge. Yes, we do. Well. These advertise they've been made deliciously since 1914. I'm going to bet they're going to taste as if they were made in 1914. Looks so caked with sugar. Now Brian's put egg next to a guillotine, execution. Could be execution. Be nice to Kipper. Kipper, consider it a mercy that I'm not making you eat this stuff. It's gross. Just found the easy to open side to this package. Oops. Nah, fine. Everything's individually wrapped, it's fine. Although I have to say, this looks like a dog turd covered in cum. Actually looks like a dog turd covered in cum. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. God, I think I just got a sugar high from sniffing it. What the fuck is that? This is a glazed honey bun. Good God. That is so fucking sweet. Ah. I can feel I'm getting cavities just by eating this one. Jesus. Oh, God. Ugh. One of those. The one that I can... Yeah, dog shit. Way too sweet. Fucking way too sweet. Ah. I'm very fond of those. Have a powerful sweet tooth. See, here's the thing. This is why all American sweets and snacks are going to elicit that sort of reaction from me. I have next to no sweet tooth. My parents basically raised me on not having many sweets or snacks, and I never developed a massive taste for sugar, so don't really like sweet things. So we'll have to recommend to Scoo them with a sweet tooth. Scoo's sweet tooth rivals any that I've ever seen. Getting these guys got a hunting log. I might as well, yeah, get a bit of XP. Even if they are 12 levels below me. They are so far below me, I'm not getting kill experience on them. That is how far below they are. $6,100 XP for the hunting log though, so that's not too bad. Oh god. That is so sweet. Not a fan. Oh, it's a boiled egg versus chicken. Right. I wondered why it was stacked silly. Damn, but definitely get you sugar the fuck up. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Purchase weapons. Do you have anything for me? Thunderstorm Axe is the best thing you've got. It's level 25. No, you do not have anything for me. Titsrune. Customer, be welcome. Not customer, not come with custom. Bring something with Titsrune. Here's your earring. Tetrarune, forget this. Forget it, druthers. Tetrarune swore would never forget earring, but never forgot. Tetrarune thank. Tetrarune thank. Good Bhaskaran doing good. Good Bhaskaran good to Tetrarune. Tetrarune miss good Bhaskaran. Ah. Just give me the money. Oh, level 33. Level 21 weapon coffer. This is how far ahead of the MSQ I am. Places you and thingies for you to get. What the fuck? Good Bhaskaran help Tetrarune. Tetrarune dead without good Bhaskaran. Bhaskaran. Must give thanks. Many, many thankies. Tetrarune make quicker firewater for Bhaskaran. Bhaskaran love firewater. Oh no. Reminds me, it's been ages since I got my tube of sweet condensed milk to enjoy. That stuff coming in tubes? Tins too. Yeah, tins is where I know it's coming, but tubes? We had to snack? What the fuck? Yep, Tetrarune make firewater. Need thingies to make. Need many, many thingies. Need Koel Pup Whiskers. Need 3 good Koel Pup Whiskers. Nyum. Oh, what's this? Perfect snackable tubes. Sweetened condensed milk honestly sounds like it should be a baking ingredient, it's not a snack. Yeah. Oh, look. You need to kill some of these things for a hunting log as well. Oh, they die. I bet I'm going to need 3. There's 2 here, but I bet I need 3. Bet you anything I need 3. Yep, I need 3. Bacon ingredients as well. Never. There's a bit of a bust up going there. Oh, Simurg. Yeah, I'm not going to fight that thing. I've got no business fighting that thing. God. I'm pretty sure what I've got is sympathy pains for Callie. Ever since she had issues with her wisdom tooth the day before yesterday, I've had small little short pangs in my teeth, and I know it's got to be just sympathy pain. Also, I want to wait for those Cobalt Pikmin to respawn so I can just kill the last one and get an XP bonus. Problem is, I've actually got nothing else I can do whilst I'm waiting for it. Stuff's got got no spirit bond because I'm too low to be able to. Oh, that's to be fair, that's got nearly spirit bond, but I never learned Materia because I don't have a. This is the only class that I've ever unlocked, as you see. And honestly, part of me, I'm still not sure whether I want to switch to Gunbreaker or not when I'm able to. I'm trying to avoid switching to Dark Knight because every character I make eventually ends up having Dark Knight and or Dragoon because I just can't get away from how good those classes are. There we go. Oh, that's a Maelstrom one. Oh, that would explain why I don't get an XP. The agony I was in us getting my wisdom teeth yanked. How it goes out to Callie. Yeah, and she only got 1 pulled. In fairness, it was an impacted one, so it needed to come out. And here's me, I've had exactly 1 tooth pulled in my entire life. That was a baby tooth. I remember right, there's different sizes of tube as well. I think the main one got was around 15 centimeters long. What? I will never understand that sort of thing. I just won't. Tetraroon makes firewater of Buscaroon. You bring thingies Tetraroon needs? Yes. You brought all thingies. Tetraroon make firewater now. Make good firewater for good Buscaroon. Tetraroon, start making firewater now. Good firewater take time. More time, more good. You come back later. Tetraroon make firewater. Good firewater. You take the Buscaroon, good firewater for good Buscaroon. Well, they just got completely absolutely annihilated the time requirement. Tell Buscaroon no drink now. Tell put away 1 year. 1 year make best flavour. Tetraroon hope Buscaroon happy. Tetraroon give Buscaroon thankies. Many thankies. You tell Buscaroon. Tetraroon make big shop someday. Biggest shop in Eorzea. Make many sparklies. All thanks to good Buscaroon. Sure. Oh, I haven't got. Because I should have gone and achieved some Methorites there. Oh well. My teeth pull. That's the reason why my nickname was Shark. All of my baby teeth, apart from 1, came out naturally. I've never needed dental work after that. I think I needed a cleaning once. Well, that was it. Okay. Had to give the kitty scritches. Have to. This is the law. I remember just ripping my ass as a kid. Do such a thing. Presuming at least they were, you know, wobbling and loose beforehand. Wobbly nice, right. See, I like playing with wobbly teeth. I like that. And when they were wobbling, it's like, ooh, thing to play with. They've not moved. They've not done a fucking thing since I've been doing all this. There we go. No, you're saying thank you for seeing Tetrian's belongings to him. What's this? For me? Freaking firewater. So he remembers my fondness for the drink, does he? Why that old he? Oh, bloody hells. Who's cutting onions back there? He says to show up for a year, does he? Oh, that sounds about right. Hate to have to wait, but I reckon it'll be worth it. This stuff has an aroma and body unlike any other drink I know. It's going to be a long year. I'll see you come back then, friend. We'll see if we can make it through this bottle together. What was paying for you? Iron scale fingers. See, they're worse, but they look pretty damn cool. It's better than orange, you know, the yellow other mitts I have, but money. Goat skin breeches for a tank. That makes perfect sense. There was word while you were away. Sylphs were seen in the woods, but near no lands of their own. No, this was a place near to here, a place we've never known Sylphs to come. Something must have given them cause to venture this far, more than like the missing Sylph elders among them. Here, I've marked the tracks where they were sighted on your map. Go see if there's anything to be seen. All over that fucking place. I'm going to do a very quick detour to go and attune to that and this one. The underside of the tooth is rather sharp, you can see that called cutting. Yeah. That's the entrance to the Palace of the Dead. Doing that. I'm not doing Palace of the Dead on this character. Oh no. Gonna wait for you now because I'm not the dungeon. There. I should be able to unlock it myself and get through it before the end of stream. As well as doing the attunements of these. Oh, my face is... Oh, this is where my face of the Chocobo is. Just trains you to call it to combat and I think and train it up. I don't use it. Oh, no, bollocks. Ah, that's that. Check my keep. Where? Do you have... I won... Daniel Camp Drybone. Neither of those are here because I didn't get that one there, did I? Bollocks. I mean, in fairness, I think that my mount goes faster than a Chocobo anyway, but still, it's another excuse to sit back and do fuck all. Oh wait, no, that hole in the ground isn't the Palace of the Dead entrance. Pretty sure we have to investigate it as part of unlocking the Palace of the Dead, though. Because Palace of the Dead entrance thing is actually in here. Except I'm not doing any of that kind of content on these streams, just no. Like, I might be able to do Palace of the Dead on Jinya, but no, I have to level up her gear. And oh, it's a grind I just don't care to do. Just don't care about it. Part of me does want to go for the title for soloing all 200 levels, but at the same time, I just can't bother. Really can't. Maybe one day if I run out of other things to do. Maybe. I don't believe the last power meant to be powerful of one of the games I was playing was actually weak when used as any other tank I upgraded. So we can't even kill a basic enemy for it. Ah. Imperials. I might as well do these while I'm here. I'm very familiar with this area because this bit right here is where the Bard's trainer is after you unlock him. Like he's literally around this camp. In fact, that's him there. That's the Bard trainer. After you've gone to level 30 Archer. Gotta go back to Buscaron. But first, go here and unlock the... Alright. Oh, let's check about keep as well. That place is very deserted. Usually whenever I go there, this place on Cerberus, that place is fucking packed. But House of the Dead is got different times that it's popular and different servers where it's popular as well. I saw Speed the Cheese I talked about. I'll see whatever I find me champion for. So there's ought to be found in the wood. Where you come to? Garleans? In this part of Twelver's Wood? First sylphs are now Garleans. They're all the same place. Cannot be mere coincidence. Might the Garleans be following the sylphs? Tracking them? Or giving chase maybe? But no, this is not this far into the forest. The wall of spires are everywhere. Imperials could never have stolen past them all. How the bloody hells could they? Unless someone guided them through. Someone who knew where the spires stand and where the whalers watch. A Gridanian traitor. Money. Glad you come, friend. There's something I want to talk to you about. You know, I said we thought we might have a traitor in our midst, someone was aiding the Guardians. Well, I'm thinking I may have identified our suspect. As a regular of mine, I used to dine on thin soup and sip his pint on account of not being able to afford another. But as of late, he's taken to ordering my best wines and finest cuts of meat I can lay my hands on. Were he a merchant, I'd probably think nothing of it, but this lad's a wood whaler. Wood whalers don't earn that kind of coin. By chance, I was musing on where the money was coming from when you first told me about the Guardians in the forest, and I couldn't help putting two and two together. Suffice it to say, if a whaler's working the Empire, none of us is safe. The lad I'm talking about goes by the name of Laurentus. Last I heard, he was in the South Shroud. Find him, Amaris, and if he is up to no good, put an end to it, and him if it comes to that. Alright. Where's Laurentus? Oh, it's just out there then. There it is. Can you not see him on patrol? Be gone. If you have business with the whalers, take up to the barracks. Fishy. There it is. Not land now. Fleet patrol routes and rations would fetch such a price. No more than I'd serve, though. It's a little wonder if the Empire's risen such heights if only the whalers paid their men their worth. You, what did you, how long have you, help? Please, come quick, my friends. It is I, Laurentius, under attack. You say right there while I beat the shit out of your friends. How did you just... I know nothing. I was on patrol, he just appeared. I thought you were working for the Guardians. Bullshit. Jesus Christ. Pull the other one, dude. It's got bells on. Oh, now I get a duty thing to do. Being synced down to level 27. Beans. How long do you mean to keep this up? What is it you imagine I've done? Enough. Enough, I say. I know you're a spy, dude. Cam. For fuck's sake, I poked Capers' beans and now my camera's fucked. Thank you, Lydia. Let's see if it happens again. Beans. Not that hard. I don't know what's up with this camera. It's over then. I sold maps and rations to the Empire. It was I meant no harm, I only wanted the coin. Tried to. Warriors are good, strong. I was proud to join their ranks. Am proud, but they do not provide. They preach justice, honour, duty, but in the end it's those with the money who do as they will, who live as they will. So I sought an opportunity to change my fortunes, and took it. All I've done for money. Endangered myself, my home, everything and everyone I love, while my actions have put your life in danger too. She seems, oh. Though you do not yet realise how much. Bloody idiot. Do you imagine you cornered me? It's not I who is cornered. Guardians, I bought the Aura bastard. He's got my race, right? Oh, 3 of you. Oh no, 3 of you. Put me a question, if you will. Are all adventurers so deluded as to believe they can challenge the power of Garlemald? You would need a veritable mountain of guild to fund such an endeavour. Such is the cost of fighting great power, or of making it, or of remaking it as we will Gridania. Oh no. Meh. Meh. So that's the way of it. Swapped your hard bunk at the barracks for a feather bed in Garlemald, did you? You there, old Ra. You stand here at old Busk's wish, no? And you don't stand alone. Cheers. Cheers, but to be fair, I can beat the shit out of these 3 solo. He's called Legless Laurentis. What the fuck? See? Beat all 3 of them before my berserk even ran off. I just got the achievement to crush your enemies too. What the fuck? Oh, he's got more reinforcements. Oh no. Oh no. I'm quaking my little booties. Fight the Scammon once, the Curlquills will fight it. This is to be my end. How? Why? You scum have no allegiances? looking good and proper. Hey, bud. Blame your brother for jump scaring you. Wasn't me. Sounds like Dresden's having a drink of water. How has it come to this? Impossible. How do you best the Empire's finest, with bandits and poachers at your side? They're your sworn enemies. Why do they fight with you and not against you? But I know the answer only too well. Boscaron. This is his doing. His words will want to inspire men to act, better men than I. Gods, what have I become? What have I done? I'm sorry. No more will I pursue this folly. No more lies, no more bribes. I will go to the Order of the Twin Adder and confess my crimes. There is something I would like you to tell Boscaron. Tell him Laurentius the Fool says thank you. I feel as though a veil has been lifted from before my eyes. Bye, shithead. My skill over the tubes too, I'll have to ask about it later. Wouldn't surprise me. Really wouldn't. Scoo puts sugar in coleslaw, so that tells you all you need to know. Hi, Laurentius confessed to his crimes. Just had word from the Twin Adder. Seems he marched straight into the nest and gave himself up. Love them, yeah. That's like quite a life, you know. His mother was killed by a brigand when he was only small. As a young man, he joined the Whalers, hoping to spare his fellow Gridanians the misery he'd known growing up. Trouble is, protecting Gridanians too big a job for one man, and he came to believe that he couldn't make a difference, and it was hopeless. There are few things more dangerous than desperation, and a man lost in the dark is easily drawn to the glimmer of coin. I reckon he has thought that if he couldn't change the loyalty of his fellow man, he might as well change his own. The thing is, he was making a difference, just not of his own. Somehow, he'd failed to grasp one simple truth, that those things we can't do alone, we must do together. Huh? He asked you to thank me, did he? Let's get him yet. Let's hope the Adder's Nest are able to see it. What he's done ain't easy to forgive, but I'd like to think he'll be afforded a chance to make amends. But let's leave the fates to the 12. I have other news for you. Amaris and Sylphalder has been found. Conveniently. Oh, here's the dungeon. And now they choose to come up. For fuck's sake. It's taken us a fair old while, but we finally got our hands on some reliable information concerning the whereabouts of your missing green friend. His name is Frixio. He's the eldest among the Sylphs of Little Solace, long as he represented his kind in dialogue with the Gridanians. Yes, he's like a bridge between us and them, a small leafy green bridge that we can't find at the moment. You don't want to slap that face mask off a few times. And bridges are no use if you don't know where they are. That's why it's so important we find him. What the fuck was the point of that metaphor? There's an abandoned dungeon called the Thousand Moors of Total Rack here in the South Shroud. Frixio's male? Oops. Yeah, I thought elder female as well. But the entrance to the place that Frixio was seen not long ago, neither. If you hurry, I reckon you find him. Walking ones, please help this one. This one needs help. Needs help to help Elder One. Poor Frixio. Poor Frixio. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your chocobos. Take a deep breath and tell us what's wrong. Nice and slow. Elder One went into Toto Rack, but has not returned. This one is worried. So very worried. And you're right to be. The place is fair, cruel, and nasty is waiting to make a meal of anyone daft enough to wander in. On the 7 houses he think he entered that bloody death trap. Elder One had no choice. Imperial ones were chasing Elder One. Please, Walking Ones must help Elder One. Help Elder One now. Fate conspire against us. Forgive my pragmatism, but Frixio is our best hope of reaching an accord with the Sylphs. Were we to lose him, all our efforts thus far will have been for naught. I will tend to her wounds, Ida. Make sure you haste to the Adder's Nest and request assistance. Understood. Amaris, go to the Thousand Moors of Totorak and see that Frixio comes to no harm. Peace between man and Sylph rests upon your success. My name is Buscapon. There's no R's in Buscapon. Speak with Bloiserant. By the order of the Elder Seed, the dungeon and the thousand Moors of Total Reich has been placed under the control of... What? The Silver Elder is inside? Are you sure of this? How the seven hells did he manage to sneak by? God strike me down for a pure-blind fool. You must find the Silver Elder before he falls prey to the fiends within. Entrance to Toto Rank is ordinarily restricted, but these are exceptional circumstances. Pray assemble a rescue party and enter as soon as you're ready. Mystery of that Benny. No idea. Right, new duty ready. Come on. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Invite the party. There we are. That's more to touch right. Join. Oh, it didn't instant pop. That's actually a surprise. I'm actually surprised it didn't instant pop. Well, now we have a little time to wait until it does pop. Shouldn't be too long because we have a tank. We have a tank and a DPS. You only need a healer and another DPS. Healer is probably the thing that will be holding us up. Ugh. I've kind of got these things. Just inventory. Can't do anything with that. Nothing with that either. Stuff I can either get rid of or sell. We got Ghost of Random Code Gets and Dead victory music. That's like it could have been Final Fantasy VII remake. Take all this stuff out of my inventory. Well, that's my armory, I should say. Maybe I can just sell it all en masse. I do think the brand new stuff can't be vended. Did you go to a random code gets that dog almost swallowed my knot? Looking forward to seeing you do 12. I'm looking forward to doing 12. Honestly, I am. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm actually very excited to be doing a Final Fantasy that I've never done before. Because it will be a very, very new experience because I've never, ever played 12 before. Oh, wrong. Thousand Moors of Total Rank. Oh, this one got reworked. I've been through it obviously it's been reworked. So I'm not unfamiliar with it. Ah. We have a sage as a healer. Get to use as well. Okay. As far as I can take him. That's the worst fast food ever. No, it's me, Lydia. I'm here for you. Food. Ah. I said it was me. I'm here for you. Ah. It's even shorter and simpler than I remember. Put mode into pocket. Switch. You know, I don't actually have a pocket there, it still feels fitting. Just got jump scared by a Windows update. That's impressive, Lydia. Oh no, I think I might have pulled too much for the Sage. Layer over with arm's reach. He got me with a sudden blue screen one time. That would be a different kind of jump scare, I feel. Rather, you know, less than a sudden fright or surprise by something audible, and more so like, holy shit, I think my computer's died. If I plugged it into one of the PCs still going so well. I know that thing, Lid. Like when I got my USB extender for my old PC, trying to switch that one on or off, the PC just went, nope, nope, nope. It's crashed. This dungeon is so different from when I knew it. I'm definitely not complaining. This dungeon was really annoying initially. Especially no one could seem to agree on how to run through it effectively. And every time you were going through it, people would be expecting or doing different things. I'm gonna hang here because health's getting a bit low. I've got my external SSD, Turtle Beach reactile wire controller, TV HDMI and battery power cable plugged to my PC. That's all. Plug the TV. We're talking USB devices. I've got my mouse, my keyboard, my... Do you know what else? But then again, I've also got two HDMI USB ports on my desk. This also used to have an exceptionally long cutscene. I remember this. Ooh, it's Dickhead again.
Darkness.
Mouse, keyboard, headset, speakers, controller, mic, two monitors in the air. Oh yeah, I've got the so mouse, keyboard, controller, tablet. Actually, no. Oh, microphone. Mighty Slayer of Ifrit comes now to me. I don't remember off the top of my head. The countenance that bespeaks understanding. An intriguing power, the echo. I must needs choose my words with care.
Mayhap I might if I deign to speak in my guest crude tongue. We meet at last.
All 8 USB and all 3 HDMI ports are used. All 4 of my HDMI ports are used. Actually, to be fair, it's 2 HDMI, 2 display ports, but all 4 of those are used.
I am Lahabrea of the Asians, servant to the one true God.
Lahabrea, Lahatwatter.
Yours is
Mouse, keyboard, and mouse, built in PC game.
Truly absorbing. It is a tale to tell.
I definitely could not play this without the mouse that I have. I definitely couldn't.
And it will soon be dark, bringer of light.
The dark minions.
Just a keyboard, mouse, USB, my headphones. I have a good microphone.
All that stands between this world and darkness is an irksome anomaly in the ether. The echo. Yes. Yours is
I've used a fair few headset microphones, and yes, while they are good, separate USB ones are a lot better.
Alas, like all good tales, it must
you
needs
flash
come
rate from
to
my
an
DJ?
end. But fear not.
Here, feel the presence of evil.
For the end of your
It's only
tale
10 FPS on my
is but
PC
the
monitor.
beginning
I'd
of
do that if I could
another.
get away with it, but I can't.
Tale
I've just got
of
4
the
monitors instead.
crystal's demise.
And thankfully they stopped doing this in later expansions as well, having massive exposition pieces before the boss fight. So it's less disruptive. Kill the tail! Kill the tail! Probably more. Eat! Get over here. Eat you as well. Come on. There we are. Got an achievement for the dungeons. A couple of scantily clad cat girls along with me. Yeah, that's Final Fantasy XIV in a nutshell as well. Oh, it's actually better. It's actually an upgrade. I'm impressed. Hey, I got commendation as well. Didn't get a chance to give one out, though. Bonk. Finally, fresh air. Maybe not so fresh, but better than before. Ah, Sinister One is gone. This one can leave this awful place. Did Walking One vanquish the many-legged one? This one is grateful to Walking One. Let's check out Final Fantasy XIV at some point. You can play it on free trial. And with the next major patch update, it's getting the second expansion pack put into the free trial as well, with no limits. This one is called Frixio, eldest of the Ones of Little Solace. Oh, migraine time. Beard on him! Oh, reporting, sir. Nothing more of note at Lark's, sir. Understood. Return to Area 12. Damn it all, where is that accursed icon hiding? Hello, Nero. No sign of our wizened friend? I'm afraid not, my lord. Shall I order the search perimeter be expanded? Absolutely not. We risk alerting the Gridanians to our presence. His Excellency bid us avoid unnecessary confrontation. Loath though I am to admit it, I have found no evidence to suggest that Rama will be gracing the mortal realm in the near future. I ask you, what good is a god who does not grant one's wishes? Were I a sylph, I should strongly consider finding myself another idol. Which reminds me, what are the sylphs we captured? A handful of them seem to be in reasonably good health last I looked. Apologies, my lord. I fear we may have been overzealous in our efforts to compel them to summon their icon. Or knows how to ring a doorbell. I'll ring your bell. Oh, really, Centurion? Were you not aware that vegetables bruise easily? Tis why I did not entrust you with the important task of making my dinner. Oh, sassy Nero. Well, mayhap it was a kindness, spared dead in truth and dead to one's own god, I suppose, if you believe in such things. About that line, same. Oh, Lydia, now that you've finished The Realm Reborn, you will know why any time that Ultima is mentioned, my brain immediately goes, such devastation! Dawn is upon us. Make ready to withdraw. Enjoy it. Huh. Useless. We are so close to completion, I can fair taste it, but at this rate... No, I must be patient. Our efforts will bear fruit in due time. What was it you always said? Ah, yes. Though it mean bringing down the very heavens, who shall challenge the limits of possibility if not we? In that alone you are right, Garland. But your star is long fallen, why mine doth begin to rise. And it shall burn so bright that Lorn van Belsar's ultimate weapon will seem a mere candle beside it. Ha ha ha! Nero, aka Mr. Insecure, really is. Really, really is. Those walking ones did for Noxia. This one's certain of it. This one fears that other taken ones also suffered the same fate. This one is convinced walking ones have black hearts, seek only to harm these ones. Walking ones are not to be trusted. Now, Neuraxia, do not pass judgment too hastily. Not all walking ones are alike. Though there are evil ones among the walking ones, there are good ones also. Does the walking one feel unwell? I also like the line that's spoken in that thing just before Ultima is cast. From the very pits of the seven hells to the pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. This one would know what brings walking one to this place. Finding you, actually. Came to this one's rescue at Neuraxia's bidding, and this one owes walking one a debt to gratitude. Walking one has questions about Lord Rama, then this one will provide answers. Will he not here? first let these ones quit this lightless place. This one will return to Little Solace. When walking one is ready, please come and see this one. This one may speak properly then. Alright. And it's settled. Let this one accompany walking one outside. Yeah, sure. Come on. Accompany, not lead. Or we go on. Oh, I've got a new chest piece. Ooh. I actually look like I'm wearing tank armor again. I was also in the process of clearing out this. Right, report to Boscaron. What I'm going to have to do after stream is to empty my armory chest. Ah, you're back. Tell me the Sylph Elder as well. Thank the gods for that. I don't really know what to make of the rest of your tale, but I'm full glad Frixio didn't come to any harm. Ah, but there I go, tempting fate. Run into Little Solace and Succo's peace with themselves before aught else befalls, I say. Rest assured, I'll send word to our friends of Charlian and Twin Adder both. You've done Gridania a great service day, lad, and earned yourself a place on here at the Druthers in so doing. Be sure and come by whenever you feel like a drop of kicker in for firewater. It's worse than I just got. They just gave me a dungeon reward, which is much better than that. So, friend, there's something I'd like to ask you to see delivered to the Sylphs of Little Solace. This Azamir Rose Oil. It's a gift to celebrate the safe return of their tribe's elder, and a token of Gridania's desire to unite. The wood is not what it once was. The calamity changed the elements, weakened them. Until their strength is returned, we must lend them ours to keep the wood safe. But ours alone will not be enough. We must have the strength of the Sylphs as well. Only by working together and fighting together will we survive together, and the Twelves would with us. The gift I ask you to bear is a symbol of the hope that both Gridania and Sylph alike will live to see the light beyond this darkness. Volume from my headphones is now slightly broken, so if I use it plays volume in one ear. Sounds like a faulty connection to me. A gift for walking on Boscaron? A gift for these ones? I think I've had them all the same model. Such a lovely scent. This one has never smelled anything like this one before. Walking on Boscaron and adventuring one are very kind. Know that this one is deeply grateful. Many walking ones are scary. Many walking ones are to many lies and much deception. But this one is moved. Let all these ones be friends forever. I'm sorry, but that picture looks like the Elder is looking at a giant purple dick. That is what that looks like. This one's been expecting Walker one. This one fetches Elder one. Elder no. Elder yes. This one is pleased to see Walking One again. Welcome to the home of these ones. Don't you two fuck it up for me again. Oh, there you are, Maris. We've just been hearing tales of your deed from Daring Do. Well done, man. You could have been there. Game's on quick as soon. Final Fantasy X. Oh, no. No. Elder, maybe. Oh, the Walking Ones who aided Neuraxia. This one is grateful. Two fuck-ups, you mean? A pleasure to be in service. If you do not mind my asking, how did your misadventure come about? Best of 3.5 hours. Jesus. Oh, sorry, estimate of 3.5 hours. Wish I could do that for Final Fantasy X too. Wish I could just go, noom, done. This one does not mind. The misadventures, as Walking One calls them, of this one began when Imperial Ones entered the woods. Fearing troubles, these ones decided to watch Imperial Ones closely. These ones watched too closely, and Imperial Ones noticed and tried to catch these ones. Having nowhere else to hide, this one fled into Toto-Rak. Would that this one had not. In Toto-Rak, a sinister one robed in black tried to feed this one to a many-legged one. A sinister one robed in black? Why do I have the feeling I should be more worried about that than I am? Because you're an idiot, Ida. That's why. Out of Frixio, we come to you as emissaries of the nation of Gridania. This missive bears word to the Elder Seedseer. Oh yeah, me. Oh, Tentu doesn't exist at this point. Tentu is just a collective fever dream, that's it. This one sees. So Walking Ones of Gridania are fearful of Lord Rama. I would rather get a subscription to Final Fantasy XI and play that over Tentu. Oh, plainly put, yes. Your people summoned the Lord 11 but once, yet that single occurrence occasioned great alarm. But it's not as if the Gridanians dislike you or anything. Actually, it's just the opposite. They think of you as friends, and they don't want anything to get in the way of that. That's why the Elder Seedseer wrote to you. This one well knows and respects Honoured One Kani Senna. Be assured that like Walking Ones of Gridania, these ones have no desire for conflict. These ones resorted to summoning Lord Rama to protect the wood from Imperial Ones. This one counselled against doing so, but was not heeded. Against this one's wishes, Lord Rama was summoned, and all those ones who took part became touched ones. That's a fucking beard and a half. These ones want so desperately to turn touched ones back to normal ones, but did not know how, and still do not know. Touched ones, meanwhile, wanted to turn these ones into touched ones, and did know how. So this one fled to Little Solace with all those ones who did not wish to be bound to Lord Rama. Never. That's one hell of a bit. But Walking Ones of Gridania need not fear touched ones or Lord Rama. Unlike other primal ones, Lord Rama is not callous and cruel. So long as Walking Ones do not trespass on these ones' ancestral homeland where touched ones reside, Walking Ones will not suffer thunderous judgment. But this one has spoken enough of touched ones. This one would speak instead of these ones. As this one said, these ones desire peace with Walking Ones of Gridania, and so these ones ask for a chance to set things right. Food consumed. Nice. Inhalation. By way of an addendum, mortals who attempt had come to take on the qualities embodied by the primal in question. In the case of the Sylphs, Rama's influence made them fiercely protective of their homeland. That explains why they're so hostile towards trespassers, but what about the abductions? Fine question, Ada. The abductions are, I believe, an expression of the tempered Sylph's desire for reconciliation, another quality traditionally associated with Rama. In the crudest manner imaginable, they seek to bring their fellows back into the fold, a timely reminder that the challenges posed by each primal are unique. Elder Frixio, we thank you for making your will known to us. The people of Gridania will rest easier in the knowledge that they and the Sylphs are united in their desire for peace. Wishing to cooperate, this one has written down the feelings of these ones. Please see that the feelings are conveyed to Horned One Kani Senna. And with that, I believe we can lay the matter of Rama to rest. That Sylph Elder is very reasonable, I must say. You could learn a lot from him. Was that a jibe? If so, I feel it only fair to observe that one of us wouldn't recognise reason if I punched her on the nose. Did I say fair? I meant reasonable. Don't try and hit him, Ida. He's a fucking black mage. He'll melt you. Anyway, we're going to head back to the walking stands and tell Minfilia all about it. Fear not, we will be sure to mention the instrumental part you played in all of this, and while we see to that, we should appreciate it if you would deliver Frixio's missive to the Adder's Nest. Messenger boy, apparently. Elder Frixio, we humbly thank you for your time. It has been an honour. The honour is this one's. Together let the Walking Ones of Gridania and these ones find a way to live in peace. I've just realised that Sylphs, if they're on the floor, they're actually shorter than Lalas. What the fuck? Please wait, Walking One Amaris. First time I've actually been called by my name by these people. This one's yet to give Walking One a token of this one's appreciation. Okay, sure, just gonna give me a crystal. When these ones summoned Lord Rama, these ones were gifted this crystal. This one would now bestow the crystal upon walking ones as a symbol of these ones' trust. Well, I was going to join the others. Just rather I actually haven't got on the screenshots for the thumbnail. There we go. Or maybe... Oh, good that I didn't wait. I thought it was going to show all three, but no, it didn't. And flashbanged. This one was not mistaken about walking one. What? Walking one is destined to walk a fate far crueler than this one can imagine. A brilliant light from within walking one enveloped the crystal. This one saw. Mark this one well. That crystal will one day be of use to walking one. Walking one must keep that crystal safe at all times. Before walking one returns to Gridania, this one would ask walking one to watch touched ones. So long as touched ones are not troubled, touched ones will not make trouble. If walking one witnesses touched ones making no trouble, mayhap walking one can testify to walking ones of Gridania that these ones mean no harm. I imagine my Viera self would accept head pats from yours. Amaris would happily give head pats. And, well, we all know that Chinya quite happily gives head pats, although with the difference in character height between us, Chinya just, basically, I imagine just goes up here, pat on the butt. These ones' homelands is fraught with danger. This one marks down safe places to look out for touched ones. Look out. Although I'm not in a sanctuary. Again, I'm not in a freaking sanctuary. So what I will do is that's why I'm going to be ending things for now. Yeah, and we will be picking up next week. I'm actually very nearly at level 34. I am going to stay logged in because I am going to empty my bags, empty my armory chest because there's shitloads in there now. And then I'm going to go and do stuff on Chinya because I have stuff to do. I believe that Lydia is planning on streaming very, very shortly. And I think has plans to do The Last of Us. Oh, I've only just seen that. Yeah, probably not like 2 weeks. That's entirely fair. I mean, in fairness, it hasn't always been your fault, Lydia. Like, you've had remote play issues at play as well. Also, it comes to Final Fantasy, but still nice chatting for a while. The MMO is a bit weird. The MMO is a bit weird when it comes to Final Fantasy. It starts a lot of threads throughout a chunk of A Realm Reborn, and then it goes about resolving all of them. Play does not like existing. Definitely doesn't. Alright, there we go. I hadn't muted the stream, so enjoy those 2 notes of Lydia's intro music. And let's see if I can... Oh, good goddamn... Why does it keep doing this? Oh, there we are. It really is only when Stream Elements announces it's live. Right, yeah. We'll throw the raid over at Lydia. But for then, thank you all very much for coming along, for your support. So greatly appreciated in whatever way you chose to show it. Next stream from me is going to be tomorrow at 2 PM EST, which is 7 PM BST. And it's going to be more Ghost Recon Wildlands with Team Bondage. We are actually fastly approaching the end of that, so it won't be too long until we're completely done. Until then, though, have yourselves a good rest of your day, a good evening, a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, whatever the time is for you. Till then, though, stay safe, stay amazing, and see you later. Bye. Oh, and boop.